called How Healthcare Dies and How Hope Brings It Back to Life. Got the phoenix on there with the vital signs and my name. There's something significant at the bottom. Most people associate that with healthcare. What I'll tell you is I made a conscious choice. That is the symbol that people think from hospitals. The actual symbol for the Hippocratic Oath is a cross with one snake. And that's to show people that people are just concerned in healthcare with helping you get better. But that symbol with two snakes is what people think it is. And it has a different meaning because it comes from this concept that you're being deceived. And that's the symbol that's being used by a lot of businesses inside of healthcare. Now, I want to talk to you about the book. June 30th is when we go live. There's a book launch all day from 9 to 5. It's going to be live on LinkedIn. You got to find Matthew Harless on LinkedIn and find my event. It's got the EKG symbol on it. If you can't find it there, go to YouTube. We're going to be live under the account called Business of Hope. And all that is the business, the things that I do. This series of books, this is book 2. It's called the Harless Method Hope series. And there's at least 7 titles that'll be coming once a year. Now, the point of this recording is for me to get chapter 16 in audio version because part 5 of this says, the problem is a system that asked you to break yourselves to keep it alive. Part 5 is the 5th section of the book, and it's really about understanding nurses are not the problem. It says it's not you. It never was. You are not the problem. And I want that to be a theme from people who read it. And I want to go through and read chapter 16 to you. It starts on page 177 of the book. Chapter 16 is called Naming the Wound. Let me just read it. For years, many clinicians were told the name for their suffering was burnout. But burnout was never enough language for what they were carrying. Burnout names exhaustion. Moral injury names the wound that occurs when a person is forced to work inside conditions that violate conscience, fracture trust, and make safe care impossible. If that distinction feels like relief, it is because it returns responsibility to the conditions that cause the harm. You are not the problem. Somewhere a nurse is looking at an assignment that is not safe and doing math no human being should have to do with human lives. Somewhere a doctor is discharging a patient too early because there are no beds, and a therapist is closing a file because funding ran out. Somewhere a housekeeper is cleaning an empty unit that used to house deliveries, now converted to something more profitable. That is not happening because you are weak. That is happening because you've been practicing inside something that is failing around you. You are not the problem. Your anger is not the problem. Your grief is not the problem. Your need for rest, for justice, for different terms of work is not the problem. The problem is a design that calls your surrender resilience and your protest burnout. You do not have to keep telling yourself that if you were stronger, it would hurt less. It hurts because you are intact. It hurts because your ethics are still working. You are not the problem. You are one of the people through whom repair will have to move. If you were told that if you gave enough, it would be worth it, you were told that if you stayed late, picked up, stretched a little further, the system would meet you halfway. You were told that the building you walked into was deserving of your best self. Too often, it was not. This section says it clearly as possible. You're not the problem. The problem is a system that made safe, ethical care mathematically impossible and then asked you to call the damage burnout. You're not the problem. The problem is a set of policies and margins and metrics that treated your conscience as a disposable resource. You are not the problem. You are evidence that what you were asked to carry would have broken many good people. Moral injury is the name for a wound that was never just about stress. You see, I believe there's a message that we all need to receive, and that oftentimes these system issues are so much bigger than the person. And instead of blaming the next person up in your management cycle, you need to look at everything in its entirety and say, it's not just me, but it's everyone inside the system that's struggling. If you take anything away from this, I hope you understand, whether you're in the bedside, whether you're in leadership, whether you're a patient, whether you're a congressman, like, we all have the power to say enough is enough. And maybe, just maybe, we can build something better.